In a world untouched by modern civilization, lives a woman named Erea. Born blind, yet gifted, or cursed, with a sight more powerful than any human eye. Erea can see souls. She knows them, reads them, and predicts their eternal destiny, heaven or hell. The village fears her, for she sees more than just death, she sees the truth of the living. Stay with us as we unravel the chilling and mysterious life of Erea, the blind woman who reads souls and hears and sees the fate that awaits them with her spiritual eyes. Erea was born in a remote part of the world, where ancient beliefs linger and the physical world often meets the supernatural. Blind from birth, she was destined to live in darkness, but what no one realized was that her spiritual sight was sharper than any physical vision. From a young age, Erea began to speak of souls, souls of the living, the dead, and those on the brink of crossing over. She could predict with terrifying accuracy whether a soul was bound for heaven or hell. When asked, "How can you see when you were born blind?" Erea would smile and say, "I see with my spirit. My eyes will never open, but my soul sees everything." She says her physical eyes give way for her spiritual eyes to function. "If I had been seeing with my physical eyes, my spiritual eyes might not have opened and functioned like this. Everything is for a purpose and the plans of destiny," she added. Her words sent chills through those who hears her, for they knew that her vision was not of this world. It wasn't about light or darkness, it was about fate. When asked how she knew where a soul would go, heaven or hell, Erea simply said, "Ora never lies." Erea spoke of auras, the marks every soul carries. Thick, dark auras meant hell. Light, clear auras meant heaven. Whether alive or moments from death, Erea could tell your fate in an instant. She once explained that it wasn't just about seeing the aura but hearing the pull from the other side. "The auras cry out to me," she would say. "They whisper where souls belong." When a person approached her, she could instantly tell whether they were righteous or weighed down by sin. She once warned a man, "Your aura is dark and thick. Change your ways, or hell is waiting for you." He trembled, as if she had exposed his deepest secrets. Imagine someone knowing the fate of your soul just by being around you. Erea narrated a story about a man with a thick dark aura. The story is one that still echoes in my mind today. Erea stood in the heart of the village one evening when she felt it, a soul cloaked in darkness, a shadow so thick it seemed to swallow the very air around it. This man, notorious for his corruption, was feared by many. He took bribes without a second thought, twisting justice in favor of those who could pay his price. He had no remorse, no guilt, just a heart hardened by years of evil. But Erea, she saw deeper. "Hell is calling you," she whispered. "I see a darkness around you, a torment that cries from your very soul." Her voice cut through the village air like a knife, but the man laughed. "Old witch," he mocked, dismissing her words. Yet something in him stirred. Why was this strange woman exposing his hidden wickedness? Days passed, and his mind couldn't rest. He began searching for Erea, desperate to understand how she knew the truth about him. When he finally found her, his voice trembled with a question, "How did you know?" Her answer sent a shiver down his spine, "Ora never lies." Her words were like a mirror, reflecting his very soul, and suddenly, he felt it, the weight of his darkness. The man, once arrogant and untouchable, began to change. Slowly, the thick, suffocating aura around him started to lift, growing thinner each day, like a fog dissipating under the light. When asked what they should do to avoid such a fate, Erea is clear: leave right, for your aura reflects your life. She warns that how we live now determines our eternity. It's a sobering thought. Are we all walking around with marks on our souls, revealing our eternal destination? What would your aura reveal, if Erea was here? The villagers feared her, calling her gift a curse. No one should have the power to see souls, they would say. And so, they avoided her, calling her the blind woman cursed with spiritual sight. In their eyes, she was dangerous, with the power to tell a person's eternal fate in a single glance. When asked, "Would you rather be blind and live with this mystery, or would you prefer to see and live a normal life?" Erea's response was calm, yet it carried the weight of a truth far deeper than the surface. She gazed into the distance and said, "Our tasks have been predestined before we are born. To see or not to see, it doesn't change the path that has already been laid. We are called to it, whether we understand it or not." The souls bound for hell are what haunt Erea the most. When she witnessed a soul so dark, she could hear the flames of hell crackling, as the man lay dying. They've already claimed him, she would say. Hell was waiting for him to breathe his last. The shadows had already come for him to pull him into the eternal torment he could not escape. She once stood beside a man's deathbed. Before the man could even breathe his last, she knew where he was going. Erea could hear the other side calling. The sound was a cacophony of screams, torment unlike any she had heard before. They're waiting for him, she said. They've come to take him. She described shadowy figures, dark entities from the underworld, their hands outstretched, ready to claim his soul. The other side had already decided his fate, and it was too late to turn back. But not all souls Erea sees are bound for torment. When she witnessed a soul bathed in light, she would say, "This one is going to heaven." She once told a weeping family that their loved one was bound for peace. "I can hear the sound of 1,000 voices cheering to welcome him," she says. Wouldn't you want the comfort of knowing your soul was destined for heaven? So, I ask you today, what if Erea could see your aura right now? Would it be heavy with darkness, a sign that hell is waiting? Or would it glow with righteousness, marking you for heaven? Do you believe this is a gift or a curse? Are you ready to face the reality? Let us know in the comments. And remember, the aura never lies. For more real-life mysteries like this, subscribe to our channel, Beyond the Veil, where we take you beyond the physical and into the spiritual, unraveling truths that might leave you questioning everything. Thanks for watching.